Let me show you how you could have made 100 pips last Friday during the London session, taking a trade that I took. I'm also going to show you how to make some money trading next week. What's going on, everyone? I am back for another video. I'm going to do the same as always, where I do a chart breakdown of the pound yen, and then I'm going to show you the scenarios for the rest of the week, and then I'm going to do a little news analysis for all the news events to look out for the week, and at the end, I'm going to show you how you could have made 100 pips trading the pound yen last Friday during the London session. Please remember, like, comment, subscribe. Also join the Discord community. You can find the link in the description. That's the group where I called out this trade on Friday. Let's get into the chart breakdown. Okay, so first we're going to start on the monthly chart because we just finished September and we're going into October. One thing I do want to point out here is if you look at the low, we closed below the previous lows here. So I'm not sure if that's indicative of the higher time frame wanting to go short. It could be, because this August candle was a pretty neutral candle. This September candle is more of like a sell neutral candle. So sellers are definitely in the market on the higher time frame. They're starting to step in a little bit more, but it will still have to fight the weekly time frame. We haven't broken this major area on the weekly just yet. So the major area on the weekly is this 180.50 to 180.80 type area. We got a touch into it in a big rejection last week. If price does break this pivot, I can see price crashing all the way down to this previous area here, 176.30 type area. But we still have a long way before we get to there. Let's go down and look at the daily. So this area on the daily, also very important. We had the wick in the closet here to the left. Price rejected away from it. If you look at the close of last Friday, it was more of a selling close. So we had price come back up, test this wick in the closet. It's a supply area and also a resistance area where price rejected out of. Very strong move down out of this location. So we could expect to get another rejection when it came up there, when it retested. And also it's at a bank level at 183. For all these reasons, it was a good area to possibly short from if you were trading at that time. But for going into next week, the idea is the sellers did step in, but the confusing part about this chart right now is we're still unsure whether or not the buyers or the sellers are in control of this chart. All the time frames are conflicting a little bit. The sellers look to be in control, but it's coming into higher time frame location of buyers. So we haven't seen yet if the buyers are strong enough to break the lower time frame selling structure. So what I'd want to see is I'd want to see the buyers break above this area, pull back, and then give the continuation long. So, but we need to break this pivot area right here around the 183, let's call it 30 area, 183 to 183.30. Let's go on to a lower time frame so you can look at all of the levels. So this is one of the major closer levels here. So we have it at 181.90. This is where price has been supported 1, 2, 3, 4 times, 4 different touches on this 90 area. The other location to watch out for is 181.50 and ultimately down here between 181 and 181.15 type area. And then again, this area below at 180.40 to 180.80 is the major higher time frame location. Let me just change the color of this box to a yellow box because this is a more major zone that we need to watch out for. Actually, let's make it red because it's very important. Okay, so thinking smaller time frame to be able to trade on Monday during the London session or Tuesday during the London session if that's where you're trading. Let's make a few scenarios. So I can see price coming back down into 181.90 and getting another rejection long. We could start to create a value area, a little range here where price can just bounce back and forth between. We had a big rejection from this 183 area where I can see price hold once again. So I can see price coming long, retest this area and go short. So these would just be tradable reaction trades. You can put a limit order or wait for confirmation on a lower time frame for entry. If price does decide to break lower, it could pull back to 90 to give you an entry to take a short. down into this area around 50, or if price looks like it has a lot of selling momentum, I would aim to take price short back into the 181 to 181.15 area. We could see it pull back into 50 and then back down again here. If price is able to break below these lows, I definitely think it could give a retest and rejection of the higher time frame support area here, maybe a rejection, and then the sellers could end up breaking this area. If price is able to break the higher time frame area of support, I would look for price to pull back and continue shorting. This could be a really large move once this higher time frame area is broken, because you're going to have all the time frame traders all trying to get in. The lower time frame and the higher time frame traders are going to be trying to short it. But be careful for fake outs at this area. Price is still currently quite far from this area, so I'll revisit this idea on Tuesday when I put out another video. I can see price continuing to go long. If it's able to break above 183, pull back, then it needs to give a retest of the 183.50 area. This was a major support and resistance area that I had marked out, and we've had marked out for a couple weeks here. If it can break 50, I genuinely believe we can reach back up and go all the way back up into the highs, 185, 186 type highs, because we're going to be breaking major structure on higher time frame pivots. So it could pull back and then continue up. This is a major area at 184.30 to 40. I think that's enough scenarios for Monday and Tuesday, and I'll be able to revisit it on Tuesday, and I'll give you the update based on where the charts moved. Let's quickly look at the news for the week. So there are two major news events this week that do not have to do with the pound or the yen, and that is the Aussie cash rate and the New Zealand. So these are both rate statements on both of these currencies. These will be the major movers for next week, or they are usually the major movers for the week. We also have Fed Chair Powell speaking. Who knows what he can say? He can always say something to mess the market or move it around. But the main movers should be the Aussie and New Zealand rate statements, which can affect the yen or the pound based on how they move. But I would expect more volatility to enter the market at both of those news announcements. Now let's quickly jump back over to the chart and go onto a lower time frame so I can show you the trade that I took on Friday during the London session, and I can show you how you could have made over 100 pips taking the trade that I took. So let me actually go back to the hour chart so you can see what we're coming into during that session. So the chart would have looked something like this. So this is what the chart looked like going into the session. This is the Frankfurt candle. So 2 o'clock opened and was more of a neutral candle, but price was pushing short. I had this area marked out between 181.90 and 182. This is an area that I called out in the Discord group. And if you go onto a lower time frame, I can show you where I entered. Let me go on to a 5-minute. So this is the touch of the 90 area. I entered long right around here and put my stop slightly below the level right around here. And you could have taken this all the way up to the 183 and made just about 100 pips. If your entry was lower, you could have made over 100 pips. I did not end up catching the entire move, but I caught a good portion where I was able to make a lot of money, make back some of my losses from earlier in the week, and I was very happy with this trade. It was a really good entry, good location. I could have scaled some of my position and held for the entire move, but I didn't end up doing that this time. That's something that I journaled in my trade journal to improve for next time, but it's just something to move on from. Good trade, and these are the type of callouts you can expect from our Discord group. You can see that the levels that I'm taking trades from are working, and I'll continue to keep showing you these trades in the upcoming weeks. Please remember, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you all again on Tuesday. Good luck trading.